Breaking news, Bills Mafia. What's going on? It's Trace Moustakas. You can call me Moose. Welcome into the Bills Breakdown by Chat Sports. And as if today could not get any more hectic. Doing some combine work with my producer, Mr. Brett Alper, sitting around, getting our stuff done, and then all of a sudden, a news bomb falls out of the sky. Khalil Shakir signing a 4-year, $60.2 million contract extension with the Buffalo Bills with $32.0 million guaranteed. And you know I had to jump right on it. And this is exactly why we are always around making sure that you are up to date with the latest surrounding your favorite team. This is why you hit subscribe. Remember, it's free. That big red subscribe button. Go ahead and hit it to stay up to date with all the latest news, rumors, trades, extensions that you want to see surrounding your favorite team, the Buffalo Bills. All right, so let's get into what happened, shall we? Adam Schefter reported this. Bills wide receiver Khalil Shakir reached an agreement today on a 4-year contract extension worth up to $60.2 million, including $32 million guaranteed at signing with $18 million paid in the first 12 months. The deal ties him to Buffalo through the 2029 season. Now, obviously, when a Schefter bomb comes, you've got to get right on it. But it wasn't just Schefter who was talking about this. Jeremy Fowler tweeted this out as well. He said Buffalo locks up a core piece. Could not agree more. We'll dive into it in a second. Rousseau and James Cook also could be names to watch in the Bills' efforts to keep their own long term. Now, let's talk about a little bit about the actual contract itself. Spotrac reports this. Khalil Shakir's 4-year, $60.2 million extension with the Bills makes him the 23rd highest average paid wide receiver right now. A reported $32 million guaranteed, like we talked about before, at signing comes in at 20th. Now, there's a lot of information to process there. So let's take a look really quick at how Shakir performed in 2024. He was clearly a key piece in this Buffalo Bills wide receiver room. 100 targets, 76 receptions, over 800 yards, 4 touchdowns, and key right here for me is that 20-plus statistic right there. He's making big plays. And I've got to tell you this, he's been improving every single year. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Shakir, and I think that this was a really smart decision by the Buffalo Bills to go ahead and lock him down, because the last thing that you want is one of your top-performing wide receivers testing the free agent market. I mean, at a later date or right now, it doesn't really matter. So if I'm looking at this, this was smart spending by the Buffalo Bills, right? I mean, we have talked about maybe going out and getting a big-time playmaking wide receiver. Well, they drafted Keon Coleman last year, and during free agency last year, they trade for Amari Cooper in the middle of last year at the trade deadline. So the Bills are making the smart decisions here at wide receiver, and this was the next step. So we love to see it. Great job here by the Bills front office to lock him up. And if you look at his career stats, as I alluded to before, Shakir has gotten better every single year. Starts off his rookie year with 20 targets, 10 receptions. You're like, God, this guy needs a lot of work. Then in 2023, it's like, okay, solid wide receiver 3, really good wide receiver 4. And then last year, after Stephon Diggs leaves, look at the amount of production that he put up. 76 receptions, almost doubles his receptions, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. You'd like to see him find the end zone just a little bit more. But from what I'm seeing from Shakir, all signs point towards he deserves this contract extension. I mean, I'm all aboard for what he's able to do. Now, if you want to go and say, well, did we overpay for him? I don't think so, considering that Shakir was your top-performing wide receiver last year, and the Buffalo Bills and their wide receiver room is not one of the most elite in the NFL. So getting him to stick around in Buffalo proves to me that this front office is serious about making Josh Allen comfortable. Now, does this mean that we're all set at wide receiver? No, absolutely not. I believe that there is many moves that we can make in free agency. You can attack wide receiver in the draft. I mean, Shakir is your wide receiver 1 for now, but who's to say that we don't love a prospect in this year's draft? Amari Cooper coming in at number 2. Keon Coleman there at 3. He's going to take a next step, I believe. Curtis Samuel at 4. So This is a very solid Buffalo Bills wide receiver room. But at the same time, I also think there's still some moves to be made. So to me, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, we've got everything wrapped up here. Now we attack defense in the draft. If there's a wide receiver that we like, round 3, round 4, round 5, maybe we double up on wide receiver in the later rounds. I mean, we have 10 draft picks in the 2025 NFL draft. The NFL Combine has already started. We've got coaches interviewing. We've got, the GMs interviewing as well. Then you see the players start up tomorrow with their interviews. And then, of course, we get into the workouts themselves. So, to me, this comes at a perfect time because Buffalo is telling us, hey, we are serious about a Super Bowl next year. We can't keep wasting time on Josh Allen, right? Like, this is, to me, like, we are all in. We're going all in. And that's exactly what I love to see from this front office, this coaching staff, and this team moving forward, because there's one team that stands above us right now. I don't even want to mention their names. You guys know who I'm talking about. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just that one barrier that we can't get over. But this move right here proves to me that, yes, we are serious about beating them, and it's going to happen sooner rather than later. So let me know if you like the Khalil Shakir extension. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm going to make this the pinned comment in today's video. I want as many replies to this as possible. I'm going big fat yes. I'm typing that big old Y because, like I said, time and time again, and I'm sorry if I am repeating myself, this is probably the best move the Bills could have made. Now, like I said, Combine is today. We've got all of the interviews lined up. Sean McDermott's going to be speaking. So here's what I want to hear from him. Obviously, he's going to be asked questions about it, right? They're going to say, hey, timing, a little more than a coincidence on this. And I'm sure he's going to say, yeah, we wanted to make sure that we got all of our pieces locked up before we focused entirely on the draft. And that's what good organizations do. They make sure to take care of their own, and then they look to build into the future. Take care of your own, build into the future. It's one of the things that you see a lot of lower-tier organizations don't do well. I mean, look at the Cincinnati Bengals. They're still fighting over what to do with T. Higgins, right? Like Jamar Chase they paid, Joe Burrow they paid, so they got those moves correct. But it's not just the Bengals. There's plenty of other teams that dilly-dally drag their... Dallas is notorious for this. They drag their feet. I don't know if we want to pay him. I don't know if we want to go that route yet. We're going to let things breathe. We're going to let them take its natural course. No. The Bills said, look, we know what he's worth. He knows what he's worth. We want to make a deal happen because we believe that going forward, Khalil Shakir is a key piece to this Buffalo Bills team, and that's exactly what we love to see. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with a Bills fan. You know we are trying to grow this Bills channel as fast and as quickly for you as possible. Take care. We'll see you next time.